Thank you everybody for coming out. I know it's a Sunday night, and I'm standing in front of the door so you can't leave. Yeah, I thought what I would do is I would start with a little bit about myself. A lot of people have asked me why I'm running, so I'll keep that till last to keep you guys in suspense. But for those of you who don't know me, I guess I would start with, well, first off, I feel very privileged to live in this country. I started out financially challenged as a youth. My parents always complained about whatever money, as you can imagine. And if the refrigerator broke, it was a huge problem. But in my life, I've been very fortunate. And today, if the refrigerator breaks, it's certainly a drag, but it's not a problem. It's not financially a problem. And I feel like, in the United States, that's, it's been a privilege to be able to live here and be able to do something like that, move from nothing to something. So, I guess my life started off, I was in the Army Reserves in order to help pay for my college. At the end of my college, I went and worked for my grandfather, and we sold chairs to hotels and restaurants. So I had a lot of door knocking back then. It was different though. I got to go knock on doors of businesses that I learned a lot about the business. And I thought when I was working with my grandfather, well, I was never going to make my millions of dollars that I wanted. So I wanted to do something else. So I started a small little software company. I raised about $1 million in angel capital, and got started with a little business. But it ended up, it never became profitable. I guess that was right before it was cool to be nonprofit. So my wife is I guess it was a little boring. Okay, speed it up. That's when you know. It was right before it was really cool to be not profitable. When you weren't profitable early, we had like $1 billion. In this case, I ended up selling the company to another small company, and I ended up working for a large aeronautic company called Avial out of Memphis, Tennessee. So they were a $1.4 billion company. I became an exec of the company at a very young age, so I was very fortunate in that way. They paid me well, and they shipped me around the world. So I've been to Dubai, I've been to Greece, I've been to Italy, I've been to Germany. I was just recently to Israel, my first trip there ever. And by seeing many of these places, you really start to understand that living here is just a beautiful thing. So we lived in Memphis for, I guess, 5 years, and that was when I was at Avial. And we had our first child, who was my daughter, who's now 14. And my wife said, when she starts saying y'all, we're leaving. And she did. Actually, she started saying mama. So she's like, we're out of here. So we moved back to Pennsylvania. I had lived in Pennsylvania near Montgomeryville originally. My wife is from Sharon, Massachusetts. I let her choose where to be, and she actually chose here near my family. So I guess my family was more helpful. I don't know. I'm happier mother's farther away. So when we moved here, we bought a small company that was a software company up in Buffalo, New York. So I would travel back and forth, and travel from Buffalo to back to Allentown. That's okay. And we did that for 4 years. I ended up selling the company, and then I started working for a very large company called DSM, $14 billion company this time. And it was really a great experience because it was in wellness. And so I became the global product manager of a wellness solution, and really what my role was helping people become healthier, primarily through eating. So in some ways you could kind of think of it like Weight Watchers, but it wasn't specifically about weight. It could have been any issue that you had. So it could have been cholesterol, it could have been weight, it could have been whatever your issue was. And in fact, it could just be about running faster. So I worked there. It was a global company, and it really was it was touching because you would work with people. I remember one person in particular. She was an older woman, and her goal was to be able to walk around the mall with her grandchildren because she just couldn't do that. And over a 6-month period, we were able to help her, achieve that goal. And like, so like you start to get that, feeling inside, like, oh, doing something, not just trying to earn money, which is like where my focus had been for so long in my life. Yeah, doing something that was sort of beyond money really started to impact me. And I think actually that person was like the first person where I really felt like, oh, holy mackerel, it's actually nice to do something for other people. I worked there for a while. The company, being a $14 billion company, they had what they called, we were no longer strategic to their company. So that means they sell off the division and all the employees go. So that was what happened. We helped transfer the company to a new buyer. A partner and I bought a small company called, it was called Dermamed. It has a product called DM Skincare, which is the brand. And we sell skincare solutions primarily to spas and dermatologists around the world, primarily here domestically. So in all of that, I started working with the Lehigh Valley Zoo. So I became on the marketing committee of Lehigh Valley Zoo. We started doing different projects to increase. Lehigh Valley Zoo has had lots of problems financially. So I just felt privileged to work with them and try and find ways of raising money for them, and we were able, it's still going, so, obviously something worked. Then I worked with Jewish, I actually was on the board of my synagogue, and then also on the board of Jewish Family Services, which is an organization that helps the needy. Primarily we have a food pantry, and we have, needs for elderly as well as needs for people that just need help in general. So, so that's sort of the background of my life.